Today I'll be showing you how to make pan-fried pork that's juicy, tender, and packed full of flavor. It's an incredible main dish. All you really need are some pantry staples, soy sauce, and pork to make this. Welcome back, my name is Daniel, here to show you simplified recipes that are easy to follow using common ingredients. If you're new to the channel, remember to hit subscribe and that notification bell for more delicious recipes that your friends and family will love. Now let's get started on this pan-fried pork. You'll need some pork that's been deboned, trimmed of excess fat, and patted dry. Using the back of a knife or a meat mallet, hammer the pork to tenderize it on both sides. You can use large chops or cut them into medium strips or even bite-sized pieces if you wish. I like using rib chops because of its superior flavor and tenderness over other cuts like the center chop. Then, poke holes into the pork using a fork on both sides. This will also help tenderize it and allow the marinade to penetrate into the pork very well. Season it with some salt and pepper to taste. Keep in mind that there will be additional sodium in the soy sauce marinade too. To prepare the marinade, crack one egg into a bowl that's large enough to fit the pork and beat it until it is well blended and runny. Add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce to the egg. Depending on how salty the soy sauce you are using is, you may want to adjust the amount of salt you season the pork with. Stir this all together until the color turns brown. Add 1½ teaspoons of garlic powder, 1½ teaspoons of dehydrated onion or powder, and 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. Mix everything together well until it's all dissolved. This amount of marinade is enough for about 4 large pork chops worth of meat. Now it's time to marinate. Drop the pork into the marinade and make sure every piece is fully submerged and coated all over. Because I had a variety of sizes today, I started with the smaller pieces first, and then drop the larger chops in last. When everything is well coated, cover and let it marinate in the fridge for at least an hour or up to overnight. The longer it sits, the more flavor it will develop. Turn your stove on to medium-high heat and pour enough oil to cover the bottom of the frying pan, being generous here. The dredging step is very simple. It uses some all-purpose flour, I'd say between 1/4 to 1/2 cup, depending on the size of the pork. Drop the pork into the flour and coat it all over. The smaller the pieces, the more surface area it will have, which means the more flour you will need, but the crispier it will get. Now it's time to fry. Shake the excess flour off before laying the pork carefully in the hot oil. You want to see a nice sizzle when you drop the pork in. My oil wasn't hot enough when the first piece went in, so I waited until I saw the sizzle before adding in the second piece. Tilt the pan from time to time so there's always oil under the pork, adding more oil if needed. Remember to flip it after several minutes of frying to get the second side nice and golden. The time it takes for it to fully cook really depends on the size and thickness of the pork. The safest way is to use a meat thermometer, but I normally just go by touch. You'll know it's done when you press into the pork and it feels mostly firm with just a little give. Keep in mind that tougher cuts like the center chop will firm up more than a tender cut like the rib chop. Cooking pork can be tricky if you're not very experienced with it. If you're really not sure, cut into the thickest part of the meat to check for doneness. When the pork is fully cooked and golden brown on the outside, drain the oil on some paper towels and place in a warm oven to stay hot while you fry the next batch. And there you have it, my pan-fried pork recipe that everyone will love. Serve it with the starch and veggies and you'll have yourself a meal. Enjoy! Alright everyone, it is time for the taste test. It smells so good in the kitchen right now. I can't wait to dig in. Here we go, first bite. Oh my god. There's so much flavor in there. Oh, you can taste everything, the saltiness, the crispy coating of the pork. It's a perfect combination. It's so delicious. It's a really tasty marinade. You can of course use whatever spices or flavorings you like into your pork. And I especially like the smaller pieces. Now I'm only having one because I am saving this for dinner. But this is seriously good. It's a great main dish and goes well with so many different sides. I'm having quinoa tonight, but it can go well with rice or potatoes. You can also garnish it with a little bit of parsley or have a nice soy sauce on top as well. But they're great on their own and they're so easy and simple to make. I really hope you try this recipe out because your friends and family are absolutely gonna love this one. And as always, if you like this recipe, give me a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what kind of pork dish you want me to try next. And remember to hit subscribe and that notification bell for more delicious recipes. I will see everyone soon. Till next time, bye everyone.